To tonight's Original Now with in-depth reporting on a topic we've been watching. Did you know that today marks 3 years since the first confirmed COVID death in this country? 3 years since that happened. And we know that one of the lasting effects for people who have had COVID, at least the initial COVID strain, is a loss of a sense of smell, taste and smell. One study says that 5.5% of people who had COVID have problems with this. That's actually millions of people. But two researchers may have an unusual and creative solution. Dr. Akshay Syal has more.
Craig Jerome, a nurse practitioner in North Carolina, lost his sense of smell after he got COVID 2 years ago.
In the initial onset, you had the overwhelming sensation of, I've lost it, and when is it coming back? Unfortunately, it's never came back to me the way it used to be.
Today, he still can't smell properly.
How has your life been affected personally as a result of not being able to smell as well?
I think just looking at it and going, what did I enjoy and what do I miss? I think it's a grief moment in a sense that, you go through it and you long to be the way you were.
Jerome is one of more than 15 million estimated adults worldwide suffering from long-term loss of smell due to COVID, according to research published by medical journal The BMJ last July. But two scientists at the Virginia Commonwealth University School of Medicine might have a solution. They're developing a bionic nose.
The whole idea is that for individuals who have lost their sense of smell, if you can bypass the damaged area of the system, you can restore the sense of smell.
Dr. Richard Costanza and Dr. Daniel Coelho are developing the new medical technology. Here's how it works. A small sensor that can detect smells is placed on something like a pair of glasses. That sensor would then send signals to a chip implanted in the brain. The chip then stimulates parts of the brain that process smells.
Series of sensors that detect smell molecules, and each smell is going to have a different pattern. Depending on that pattern, a different way of stimulating the brain is done, and the end result is that the patient can appreciate different smells.
An early prototype showed promising results. Researchers identified electrical patterns in the brains of rats, suggesting they were processing smells. These doctors have been working on this problem long before COVID started.
When you've been working in the field for 30, 40 years and struggling to find solutions that can be translated to clinical trials, it's very rewarding to be at this point in time.
They say it will take 5 to 10 years for a prototype to be ready. But for those who can't smell, the device would change lives. After all, being able to smell can save your life. Think about a gas leak or a fire, and smelling something like homemade cookies can bring joy.
The sense of smell is very closely linked to memory, to mood, to cognition. More than almost any other sense, you can smell something and instantly be transported back 40 years to a memory that you hadn't thought about.
And for Jerome, even the simplest joys of life, without smell, have lost their luster.
And you hug someone that you love and you haven't been around in a while, and you can't get that full experience of, wrapping your arms around them and smelling that essence that they have, and it's theirs to their own degree. You just can't get that like you used to. So that embrace and that reminder is not there.
For those who've lost their sense of smell, the bionic nose can't come soon enough.
It is so interesting to look at, Dr. Syal, and it's so interesting that it is a bionic nose in the sort of technical sense of it. It's not a prosthetic device, if you will. You talked about the timeline that it could take up to a decade. There are people who want it now, right? I mean, there are people who still do not have their sense of smell after COVID who would love to see something like this much, much sooner.
Yeah, the good news is most people who lose their sense of smell from COVID actually get it back within 2 years. I myself lost my sense of smell when I had it, and I was putting on soap in the shower and I couldn't even smell it. But I don't want to trivialize this. I think when we talk about losing the sense of smell, people may think it's not that big of a deal, but it really can affect your emotional well-being.
Dr. Akshay Syal, thank you so much. You're totally right. You're totally right. One of these issues is that people often think that it's not a big thing, but in reality, it does affect how they experience, for example, food or the environment or the area around them. Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.